Hello, I'm Michael Morpurgo. I'm a storyteller, a weaver of tales. I'm 67 years old, I'm a father of 3, and I'm a grandfather of 7. And I've been a teacher. And what I'm here to do really is to accept a wonderful honour. The National Children's University asked me to become Chancellor. Well, I hadn't got a clue what a Chancellor was. I thought a Chancellor did things with money or wandered around in great big cloaks at universities looking really, really important. And I didn't think that was for me. But I was honoured because I liked the sound of a children's university, and I'll tell you for why. I think a lot of people think that the place you do your learning is inside a school. And that's it. You go to school, you do your learning, you get taught, you come out of school. That's your lot. One thing I've learnt about, because I'm 67 and because I write stories all the time, is that you learn everywhere. You learn inside school, of course you do. And if you've got great teachers, it's a wonderful place to learn. But you also learn out of school, just the same as you can read books inside school and you can read books outside school. And the wonderful thing about the National Children's University is that it seems to enable you, as the students, to follow your education outside the classroom. Now, what does that do for you? What's education for? Why are we bothering? Why are you bothering? Well, at the end of the day, education is about answering questions, finding things out. It's about the accumulation of knowledge, of course it is, but it's also about the accumulation of understanding. And for me, understanding is the most important. It's the most important thing about education, really. The knowledge of itself, fine, if you've got a good memory, you can gather all that in and it can sit in your head. But what is the use of the knowledge if it doesn't bring understanding with it? And part of understanding is empathy. Now, empathy is what you do when you learn to understand other people, how other people feel. And all our lives, we are mixing with other people. We're working together with other people. And in order to do that, you've got to find out how other people feel. So for me, the greater part of education isn't just a gathering of knowledge. It's what you do with that knowledge. And all your life as young people, you do ask the question, how, why, what for? Education will answer some of those questions inside school. But the more you read around it, the more you talk around it and discuss around it with a variety of people, the more you get to comprehend how that world is going to be for you out there. If I can give you an example of how I go about writing a book, because it's the same sort of thing. When I get an idea for a story, it's very much like school. I've got to read all the books. I've got to go and listen and talk to people who can tell me all about it. To some extent, that is me on the receiving end of knowledge. Then comes the lovely bit, which for me is dream time. It's weaving together other people's knowledge that's been given to me, trying to understand it, trying to know what I feel about it. And then comes the moment when you tell it down onto the page. And you can only do that with the knowledge there in the first place and with the understanding. So why am I telling you this? It's because education not only goes outside the classroom for you people, but also it goes on right the way through your life. In other words, the Children's University is something that simply goes on and on and on. The University of Life is what you'll go into afterwards. And the last thing I want to say about this is it's important to me, and that's why I've accepted. I didn't think I was going to accept to be Chancellor of the National Children's University, but I sort of felt this. We are very inclined to patronise children. We're inclined to think, well, children do this because they're nice, sweet little things, and they do this, and we can teach them this. What I love about the Children's University, National Children's University, is that it enables children to be part of the world of adults. And adults, remember, are nothing but grown-up children. They're not separate and they're not different, and there isn't a line between us. And this word university, which is a serious word, it is about serious learning, about extending our knowledge and understanding. We know all that. And it's just as important for adults, grown-up children, as it is for children. And the National Children's University seems to me to be a way of crossing this rather false divide which has come up, which I think adults have imposed upon it. There's this thing called school and there's this thing called university. And the older it gets, the more serious it gets. No, 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 no. This is what the National Children's University is all about. It's about having the opportunity to go out there and find your own voice in making your own story, which is what I hope you'll all do. So thank you for asking me to be your Chancellor. I will do my best. I hope to come to some of the occasions that you put on, ceremonies of one sort or another and conferences, and I expect to wear the most gorgeous gown. I hope you're already knitting it for me. And don't do the same gown as they prepared for the Emperor in the Emperor's New Clothes, because I won't like that at all. And if you don't know that book, then please read it. Sadly, I didn't write it. It's by someone called Hans Christian Andersen, and it's utterly brilliant, so read it. Bye-bye.